Are y'all ready for another wild story? Imagine a ghost comes and lets you know what happened to them and then solves more cases. So this mother and son, they go to an apartment. They are excited to get this new place of theirs. And quickly after they start moving in, just weird things start happening. One night, the mom wakes up and the kids' toys are moving, and she then sees her daughter in the hallway pointing and talking to somebody. And the mom's like, "Who are you talking to?" And she says this name, and this name won't come in effect till the end of the story, but she says this name, and the mom's like, "I have no idea who she's talking about. Maybe she has an imaginary friend, whatever." Weird stuff kept happening in this apartment, so they only stayed there for a few months, but it was a very long few months. And while that mom lived there, she would have really weird dreams about this girl that would be standing at the edge of her bed, and there would be numbers that she would say, and this girl had dark hair, and she has never met this girl. Shortly after they moved out of their apartment, she would still have these dreams, and the same girl would be in her dreams telling her these numbers. She did some research and she learned that whoever used to live in this apartment just up and vanished one day, and nobody has seen this girl for over 20 years. So of course she's like, what happened in this apartment? So she decides to contact the local authorities and be like, "I don't know if this means anything, but I had this dream. This person keeps coming to me. This is what she looks like. These are the numbers she keeps saying. I don't know what it has to do with anything." That very day she contacted authorities, they pulled this cold case out. Timing was incredible. This detective was like, "This is so strange that you called on this day when I happened to pull out this cold case about this missing person." So the police officer jots down all this information that this lady is telling him, and she keeps seeing a number. She's like, "I keep seeing this number. It's almost like it's a mile marker on a highway." And so the officer's like, "Okay, this is kind of the area that they think this person may have ended up," but they couldn't quite pinpoint that close until this phone call came in. And wildly enough, they started connecting dots, and there was a girl who was held hostage for 7 years by this crazy man under his bed. He literally built like a square, and she would stay there all day long underneath his bed. And his wife knew about it. She was very young when they got married. It was a whole thing. It was awful. But one day the wife opened up the bed, took this girl, and they ran away. They ran and they got help. They ran and they turned in her husband, who was just doing awful stuff to this girl, and she got away, which is amazing. But while she was being held captive for 7 years, he would say things like, "Don't scream. I can rupture your vocal cords. I've done it before. Don't scream. You'll end up like the other one." Like all these things where she was like, "I'm not the first person that this has happened to." Then comes in the lady that's having these dreams. And so they connect that this girl that ran away with this man's wife, she came to the church one day and told the pastor everything. And so they connected the dots that the wife knew about the first girl that went missing and obviously knows about the second one because she helped her become free. So the husband is already in trouble and in jail for doing what he did with this other gal for 7 years. So then they start asking this wife, "Do you know where this girl went?" So she's like, helping the police, taking them to this location that she thinks is where this girl was. But then the detective's like, "Well, my lady that had the dream said it's over here." And sure enough, they kept going and they were closer to that area. And she was like, "Okay, this seems more accurate." Sadly, to this day, they have not actually found her body, but they're getting closer and closer by her coming to her dreams and telling her these numbers. So hopefully someday they can find her body. But the girl that got away was able to help the police keep him in jail. Now he's in prison. He will not be able to get out. And all of this story and much more actually is on Netflix on Unsolved Mysteries. And I just watched this one not too long ago, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. So if you want a good binge watching show, Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix.